And Wesley Hunt, no slouch himself. Wesley Hunt, good to see you. You know, I don't want to obsess about it, Wesley, but I'm just saying to our Senate friends, this is no time to go wobbly. You know, that's the key point. These appointees are pretty darn good. I'll get your take on it, including Pam Bondi, the most recent. I don't really think Gates got a fair shake, but he withdrew. Okay. Hegseth, the matter should be closed, whatever that matter happened to be. I mean, this is a time for the Republicans to rally around and help President Trump get done what he promised the American voter he'd get done. Remember what he said the night of his victory, promises made, promises kept. I always loved that, Wesley Hunt.
Mm-hmm. President Trump won every single swing state in this last election. He won the popular vote. He was given a mandate from the American public to hire people in his cabinet that are going to make a change and shake this thing up. I think Pam Bondi is just the woman to do that. I also think Elise Stefanik is going to be wonderful. I think Tulsi Gabbard is going to be wonderful. And if you look at the women that he has surrounded himself around specifically, I do recall Mark Cuban saying something along the lines of he is not surrounding himself around competent women. Well, here we are right now where he is surrounding himself with women that could actually get the job done and get the America First agenda pushed through. This is even going to be led by Susie Wiles. I mean, let's keep that all in perspective here. We are electing the people that President Trump has a mandate given to him by the American people to ensure that we shake up the swamp and get rid of what we've seen over the course of the past few years. How do we get rid of DEI? How do we hire the best people? How do we have best practices? How do we have Elon Musk lead us and getting rid of a bureaucratic bloat along with Vivek Ramaswamy? This is exactly what the American public voted for. You are right. The Senate has got to grow a backbone and understand this is no longer going to be business as usual.
Yeah, you know, remember it was Mrs. Thatcher who told Papa Bush many years ago, George, this is no time to go wobbly, okay? And she was talking about international incidents and so forth. But the point is, this is no time for our friends in the Senate to go wobbly. This is a time for them to ignore the liberal left media and ignore the liberal left whatever swamp. I mean, the D.C. swamp doesn't want this. The D.C. swamp knows that Mr. Trump's going to come down and chop them all down to size. They don't want any of this stuff. But this is a time for the senators, Republican senators, I think, to put earplugs in their ears and not listen to any of that stuff. Just help the boss.
You are correct. He was put in charge for a reason. And one of the biggest reasons why he was put in charge is because of what's happening at our southern border. Almost 20 million people entering our country illegally, and we're going to have a backbone to deport a lot of these people. And I haven't spoken with the president directly, but I will tell you this. He is keen on getting rid of these criminals and these animals that have rotted our country from within. We have got to round them up and get them out of here. And I think Pam Bondi is going to play a very serious role in securing our border. Again, that and the economy were the top two issues that President Trump was elected on. And so the Senate has got to get their minds right, wrap their heads around this, and know that the American public put President Trump where he is to solve these issues and to solve them swiftly prior to the midterms. That's why he is making these selections, and I trust his opinion.
Yes, sir. I got some great tape on Pam Bondi and immigration. Hang on one second. Here it comes.
Larry, it would be like saying we have a murderer, we have an armed robber, and we're going to harbor them in this state, and you can't get to them. That's not the law of the land. And despite what any governor says, the federal authorities will have the authority to come in and remove them. If you're an illegal alien in this country, you cannot be here without permission. And that's going to be the law of the land when President Trump is back in office.
And Wesley, so you can see, like, okay, she knows the law cold. Yeah. A lot of you got these big libs, California, Massachusetts, Chicago. I mean, all of them. They're standing in the front of the schoolhouse door, not letting minorities come into school. Yeah. It's crazy stuff. But here's the deal. Federal law supersedes local and state law, point number one. And there are a number of statutes in federal law that expressly permit ICE and related border authorities to go, sanctuary cities or non-sanctuary cities, go find the criminals, take them, and deport them. There's plenty of statutes here, and there's federal law will supersede local law. Now, Pam Bondi absolutely knows this. Tom Homan knows this. Everyone's going to know this. The only ones that don't know it are the big libs who are trying to make a show of it, but they're wrong. They're just going to be completely wrong, Wesley Hunt.
They're wrong. And if you think about it, it's been about a year since Laken Riley was taken from us. And the animal that killed her just got sentenced to life in prison. And in my opinion, he should have gotten the death penalty. These are the kinds of animals that have got to get put out of this country. And that's literally why President Trump got elected. That's literally why Pam Bondi is going to do a great job, because she understands the law. Tom Homan understands the law. These are people that want to get their jobs. They want to get the job done. And what's also really interesting, too, I want to say this, Larry, the members of ICE, these brave men and women that risk their lives every single day to keep us safe, the only thing they want to do is their job. They want to be able to act in the best interest of the American public to keep us safe. And once we allow them to do that, I think you are going to see a precipitous change very rapidly over the course of the next few months as to what's happening to our southern border, and also getting these animals out of our country that are killing and murdering our young people in this country right now.
And our last one, Leslie, last one. Okay.
Yeah.
The stock market is telling us that everything's moving in the right direction. That's what it is. It's a sign of confidence. You know, promises made, promises kept. Mr. Trump won a big landslide. The stock market sees the potential for a fabulous economic boom. Really, that's one of the, I mean, I hope you're in it. The Kudlow Trust owns the index. I'm all, but the fact of the matter is the market is saying, we like what we see. Last word, Wesley Hunt.
All this is happening, and President Trump hasn't even been sworn in yet. You are correct. Tax cuts are going to be good for all Americans. Tax cuts for businesses are going to be good for all Americans to allow us to reinvest our own money back into this economy to grow our way out of this recession. That's what President Trump is going to do. He's going to unleash American energy, and I'm looking forward to economic prosperity for many, many years to come because of President Trump and his decision-making ability when it comes to fixing a broken economy.
Terrific stuff. Amen. Wesley Hunt, thank you ever so much.